Good morning, and it is Friday the 16th, 2021. This is April. Hello, Mr. Eduardo.
Hello, Mr. Church. Good morning, good evening to all you guys in Asia. You're welcome to our Town Hall show. One more day, very excited because it's a lot of going on in the cruise industry.
Way too much. We may not have enough time today. We have to go 3 hours.
So it's always good to bring amazing and positive news.
Absolutely. Lots of positive news.
So how are you guys doing today? I know that's holiday in Indonesia.
Yes, happy Ramadan.
Yeah.
And I know we just had Galungan in Bali, so happy Galungan, happy Ramadan. You're celebrating Ramadan for a whole month. So a lot of fasting, a lot of good foods later in the evening. So to all of our people in Asia, in Indonesia especially.
Right. I need to start to fasting as well, just getting a better spiritual connection with God. I think that's one of the reasons they do that, in respect.
It is.
Spirituality rise, right?
It is, yeah. And hello to all the family out there who are watching, all of our family, whether it be CTI, Jakarta, Jogja, my immediate family, all of those, and your family in Brazil.
Yeah, my mom sometimes she watch.
Hi, Mom.
She doesn't speak English, but she'd like to see me there.
Does she?
Yeah.
I think she tunes in to see me.
Oh, maybe. Why not?
All right, guys, we have lots and lots of news today. The cruise industry. Let's talk about our breaking news. First thing this morning. Open the cruise lines, get them restarted again, everybody from the CEOs to the executives, but there always has to be someone who wants to be a stickler, of course. So we have two actually Congresswoman Matsuti and also U.S. Senator Richard Blumenthal, who have petitioned the CDC to please not let the cruise line open as everybody's pushing, but keep to the schedule.
Last night I went to bed with this in my mind, and I was wondering, and I think I want to bring you guys to this reflection here right now. So those people, they don't have family. They don't know that behind what they requesting, it's people who, a father, a mother, a husband, a wife, someone who is waiting to this no-cell order being
absolutely
dropped, so they can be able to return
feed
to
their
the
families.
job, feed their families, protect their kids. We've been already waiting for 1 year and a half. No one has been waiting for so long.
We have talked over and over and over. Airlines, 6 inches apart, you said. You go into restaurants, there are no masks, on and on and on. Cruise ships have more protocols in place now than probably even a hospital. So, I would like to take these people, and excuse me, I don't do this very often, but I'm going to call them idiots. And I shouldn't do that, right? As a professional, I shouldn't call them idiots.
Yeah, but
they need to get closer and find out what's going on. Look at the science.
Yeah, but somehow we have to fight, because it's a human being like that destroy a nation, that destroy generations. Like, look how many people are waiting for this nail sort of being dropped so they can be able to return to their duties. So whatever this gentleman, this woman is doing, I don't think they are waiting 1 year and a half at home without no income.
And you know what?
They probably have their paycheck every single month, right? Because it's easy to fight and then tell people what they're supposed to be doing when the world is not only fighting for this virus, but also the financial crisis.
But globally, 400,000 people have cruised already. And here we sit in the U.S., and you can't imagine the amount of money that the U.S. makes. Let's not talk about the ships, but all the suppliers, all the people who work on the ships, all of the people who supply the ships with the food, everything, right? Thousands of people are out of work, and they want to sit there and say, well, let's just sit and wait maybe another year.
Yeah,
They're idiots.
And that's what I mentioned, behind whatever they are attacking right now, because this is totally politics things.
It's political.
It's not about disease, it's not about coronavirus, because we are really well prepared for whatever it comes, right?
Absolutely.
So this is more about whatever it is, but it is a family behind, and it is a lot of people waiting for that. And I think every time when we try to do something, even if that thing might be positive, which is not, we have to think about that. Or is a balance on
Of course, of course.
Right,
And again, the
so-
cruise lines have put in new air filtration systems. They've got social distancing. They've already proved with 400,000 people sailing that it does work. You know, Christine Duffy was on a local TV station here, WPLG 10, I believe it was, and she also has her comments. All she is saying is, just treat us fairly, right? Let us do exactly what what other industries do. The movie theaters, the baseball stadiums, everything is open, but not cruise lines. So let's hear what Christine has to say.
Hello and welcome back to CTI Group's channel. On the 11th of April, Christine Duffy, president of Carnival Cruise Line, was featured in a news interview, answering several questions about when Carnival hopes to start sailing again, and how cruise lines are responding to the CDC's conditional sail order. Duffy explains how cruise lines are expecting more communication from the CDC, so that more information will be provided. Before we get to the interview, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and hit the notification bell so you can stay up to date with everything happening in the cruise industry, and leave a like and comment while you're at it. Now let's see what Duffy has to say.
We launch today into the controversy over cruising, with so much at stake for South Florida. This week, Florida, via Governor Ron DeSantis, sued the CDC over new cruising guidelines and also lack of a restart date.
At Port Miami on Friday afternoon, a wide array of bipartisan elected officials, cruise line executives, union leaders all gathered to speak with one voice about the need to start cruising again, hopefully by July. And one Miami-based cruise line is threatening to possibly start sending its ships out from ports in other more receptive countries.
That cruise line is Carnival, with its world headquarters right here in Miami. Christine Duffy is the president, and she is with us, as you see, live. Christine Duffy, welcome. Great to have you.
Christine, welcome. We are glad to see you.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
Okay, it's great to have you here. All right, let's begin with sort of the most basic question, which is, on Friday afternoon, you and your contemporaries from every other major cruise line said, we need to get our ships back out there. We need to get back to work. 60,000 or so workers directly, indirectly affected here in South Florida at Port Miami. How are you going to do that by July?
Well, that's really why we are engaging and so appreciative of the bipartisan support that we're receiving to restart cruising. So that's really the ask at this point, and we are engaging with our federal government as well as the CDC to lift the current conditional sail order that was issued last October.
That came with, Christine Duffy, a number of stipulations, if you will. The CDC is, in sort of a public sense, framing what it thinks is a healthy way, a safe way to start cruising. And this Friday gathering was kind of a blowback to that. Can you talk a little bit about what is wrong with the CDC recommendations and stipulations and standards, which right now sort of sets the standard for when cruises can restart?
Well, we believe that the current conditional sail order, first of all, was issued last October before there were vaccines. We had been working with the CDC to look at restart of cruising once we had testing available and we began to better understand COVID and how to protect and prevent. We have been sailing in other parts of the world since last June. Over 400,000 people have taken cruises everywhere but the US. So right now, the conditional sail order does not reflect vaccines, and there's also a great deal of information that has not yet been communicated to the cruise lines, from what will be required for test cruises, what kind of testing may be required. So we really just don't have the details or transparency or engagement with CDC that we need to begin sailing by this summer, which is such an important season for the cruise industry and for vacationers.
Yeah, Christine Duffy, you seem to be saying the CDC is sort of dragging its feet, not going as fast as you and the cruise industry would like. Is that accurate?
Well, we respect certainly the CDC and the work that they are doing at a much broader scale. But at the same time, the cruise industry, as far as we know, is the only industry that has not been able to operate for more than a year when we voluntarily paused last March. And we have worked together as an industry to develop layers of protection and provided the CDC with recommendations that we collectively agreed to as cruise lines so that we could restart sailing. And so we're asking now for the CDC to work with us so that we can have clarity on what will be required to resume sailing from our U.S. home ports.
All right, if I could follow up, Christine, with just an important question. As you know, the day before your news conference, Governor Ron DeSantis was at Port Miami, and he said he did not believe that the cruise lines should be required to have their passengers give proof that they had been vaccinated before they get on board your ships. Where does Carnival stand? Will you require passengers on Carnival ships to show proof of vaccination or to be proved negative before they get on board?
We are not making those decisions as a cruise line. We do not believe that the cruise industry in the U.S. should be treated any differently than other forms of travel, tourism, or entertainment. And so at this time, people are able to get on a plane and fly outside of the U.S., take a cruise, and come back into the U.S. Without requirements like a vaccine or a health passport. So our position is don't treat cruise industry differently than everyone else. We have put together a set of protocols that we believe give prevention protection. And as I said, we've demonstrated in other parts of the world that we've been able to sail safely even before vaccines.
So you make a fair point when you compare cruise liners to other forms of entertainment. But then cruise liners are so different than other forms of entertainment in that there's a residential component, especially 3 days, 7 days, 10 days. A lot of people are living together in close quarters, sharing a lot of public spaces as if, well, they do live aboard. And that's not something that you can compare to a casino or an airplane or a hotel. So the CDC is, what it appears from reading the standards, is it's treating cruise liners like a residence. And as such, there is a CDC guideline prior to COVID that you actually, and I read a report from last September, really backed the CDC's guidance. So what's changed?
Well, first of all, vaccines have changed. What's also changed is the treatments and therapies that are available today for COVID. And certainly a year ago, when we put our pause in place, there was great concern about the capacity in hospitals if there was a spread of the virus. And while you say that we are different than a casino, because large casinos have hotels, in the casino building. People are gathered together. And we have addressed some of those concerns around crowding by saying that we will limit our capacity at the point of restart so that we will be able to support any physical distancing requirements that are needed. We've not really heard back specifically, again, on what the protocols will be for people when they take a cruise.
Yeah.
Ever.
Christine, as we know, there are cruises that are operating out of Asia, out of the Mediterranean. These are not U.S.-owned cruise lines, and they appear to be doing okay. There have not been huge outbreaks of coronavirus on board these ships. If you find the CDC to be so recalcitrant and so difficult, would Carnival consider basing more of its ships in other countries?
Well, I've always said Carnival Cruise Line is America's cruise line. We sail from 14 U.S. home ports around the U.S. A large percentage of our guests actually drive to their cruise vacation and can do so in 5 hours or less. So we really do not want to have to move our ships out of U.S. home ports. There are several cruise lines that have already begun doing that, because at some level, we will have no choice if we can't gain clarity and alignment on what it will take to restart cruising from the U.S. But what doesn't make sense is that somebody can get on a plane, book a cruise out of the Caribbean for June, fly to that cruise, take the cruise, and come right back into the U.S.
Carnival has 14 home ports, its world headquarters in Miami. Why aren't the ships themselves registered in the United States?
Well, the cruise industry is, we are registered, our ships are registered in various countries. That's been the way that the cruise industry has always operated, because we move around in international waters, and so our regulation comes under the International Maritime Organization.
Yeah, very briefly, Christine, let me ask you, Governor DeSantis is suing the CDC. Does Carnival support that lawsuit by the state of Florida?
Well, that is really up to the governor. We appreciate Governor DeSantis's support, and I think his frustration, because we do have a sense of urgency that we need clarity in order to restart sailing if we're going to be able to do so this summer. And so we know that there are other governors, there are other places, the state of Alaska. The governor there has also announced that they are looking into a lawsuit, because in Alaska, most of the tourists that they get come by cruise ships.
Yeah.
So this is not limited to Florida. Florida, and certainly South Florida, is the cruise capital of the world, where we have more ships and more guests that are embarking here. And it is tied to many, many jobs in this community. And so putting the cruise lines aside, I think the focus and the concern that the governor and other representatives who you saw Friday at the Port of Miami is that we need to get people back to work here. And that's why we are asking at this time.
We heard you, and we heard them loud and clear at the port on Friday. Christine Duffy, great to speak with you, and good luck with getting your ships back at sea again.
Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Thank you to Christine Duffy for answering all those questions. It is always good to know that there is a lot going on behind the scenes between the cruise lines and the CDC. But it is also clear to see that much more discussion will take place between the two. Hopefully ships will be able to sail out of America again soon. That's it for this video. We hope you have a great day.
You have Christine Duffy telling us the latest that's happening. And again, she says over and over again, we only want to be treated fairly.
Yeah, so the good news, guys, the good news is that CDC is probably going to release the cruise industry, as we already, we've been to the CDC website, and most of the ships, they're already on green status. Do you know that, Mr. Church?
I do know the green status.
Yeah, but like 2 or 3 months ago, we were checking, a couple of ships was still on red, like
right.
We're still preparing. But right now, the CDC is putting a lot of information there, and the CDC is willing to support the crew member. One of the worries about also is how the crew members is going to live into the ship on a safe environment.
Absolutely.
And that was one of the protocols that the CDC was requiring from the cruise line, which is already presented and has been finished, all the reviews and everything. So, guys, we are ready to return. You know, I'm very excited on that. I think I mentioned the other day, I say, listen, I bet you that on June, most of cruise line, they're going to return in U.S. waters.
Well, if they're not in the U.S., they're going elsewhere, because later in the show, they're going elsewhere. You know, as Christine has often said, you know, we are America's cruise line, right? But we can't sit here in America port and do nothing. You know, the cruise line has to make money. So if they have to take the ships and go elsewhere, they'll be forced to, not that they want to, right?
Exactly.
So again, as we said, hundreds of thousands of people are out of jobs, right? A lot of people are suffering. A lot of the small businesses that provide services to the cruise lines are suffering. So, you know, the great thing about the last week, there has been a lot of movement, a lot of talk. It's made headline in the major news stories. So good stuff. We would also like to welcome to the show one of our new contributors from Porthole Magazine, Mr. Bill Panoff. Now, Bill Panoff and I go a long way back. I used to work on a ship. Bill used to work on a ship. And he started a magazine called Porthole Magazine. And it's done extremely well. It's all about the cruise industry. If you haven't had a chance to subscribe, you can get a digital version. You can go to www.porthole.com. Lots of great update information. So we've decided to start sharing information back and forth. So Bill sent us this. Have a look at this. I love this stuff. Go ahead.
It was a wild week for the cruise industry last week, but we woke up this morning to see things are changing and very, very fast. Remember last week's interview with Norwegian Cruise Line's president, Harry Summers? What is your reaction to the CDC requirement for cruise lines to only be able to use embarkation gangways once every 12 hours and never for different ships? Do you feel the cruise lines differ from airlines in this respect?
You know, Bill, if I'm being perfectly honest, which I like to be, I think it's borderline ridiculous.
Well, today the CDC announced it's dropping the 12-hour separation mandate in cruise terminal guidance. That is one step closer, with DeSantis pressing charges and the cruise lines rallying to get back in the water by summer. It seems we may be closer to cruising again than we think.
We're filing a lawsuit against the federal government and the CDC demanding that our cruise ships be reopened immediately.
In other news, Florida's local cruise line, Bahama Paradise Cruise Line, will be returning in July to sail to and from the Bahamas. And last but not least, Holland America Line is gearing up to celebrate 25 years at Half Moon Cay. The cruise line announced plans to operate 7 ships with calls on Half Moon Cay during 2022 and 23 in honor of the silver anniversary. I'm Bill Panoff, and you're watching Porthole Cruise News.
Thank Bill Panoff for contributing that information. We have a little bit more coming from him a little bit later. He's talking about the island of St. Martin. Have you been to St. Martin?
Sorry,
St. Thomas.
No, never been.
St. Thomas is a U.S. Virgin Island, part of the U.S., so those same rules apply there. But they're actually doing very well without the cruise ships, and the cruise ships are one of their major incomes. The hotels are full. Well, we'll hear more about that a little bit later. But thank you, Bill. Thank you to Porthole Magazine for providing that information to us.
No, also, I would like to invite you guys that is watching us for the first time to join our YouTube channel. You know, don't forget, click on this button, subscribe on our channel. Put your comments below if you're already here with us. It's going to complete a year that we've been doing the Town Hall. Also, guys, I want to encourage you to initiate our new Maritime challenge that's start right now.
Right.
I've been asking you guys to submit your videos sooner. We are going to present those videos here, and you are able to win over $1,000 only yourself, because we have this year a double of prizes.
Absolutely.
That's awesome.
Absolutely.
So if you want to sing, if you want to dance, if you want to bring a group of people and then create a presentation together, put on a video, you can go to our website, cti-usa.com, so you can see all the requirements there before you make your video. Of course, the standard this year is a little higher because the prices is much better, and you guys already know how to do it, right? Submit your video to us, and you guys gonna be able to participate on everything that we do during the entire year.
Absolutely. And soon coming our Seafarers radio station.
Oh, yes.
And podcast.
Lots of things that's coming, right? So, and you have to be with us. You guys, other thing I want to highlight, I thank you so much for being with us the whole time. For those that has been hanging there until this time, the reward is coming, as we're talking here, that the cruise line are ready to return to the ship. So, guys, hang in there. We keep talking to you guys. Get your documents ready, you know, your C1D visa, your medical, your HCW. So contact your office, see what can be done right now. And in order to put yourself on the gangway, when the cruise line requests your name, you're going to be ready to go. So you have to always believe, even if we, myself and Mr. Church, has saying this over and over and over and over and say, oh my God, this guy's told me many times to get ready. If you believe, if you're a seafarer, you'll get ready. Because seafarer must have all the documents done in order to get the first opportunity that comes up.
Absolutely. You know, I'm looking over the comments here. I'm looking on my phone and looking at you guys. You know, this is what happens, right? And this is how YouTube works. And just in case you didn't know, you know, I see lots of hearts and hearts and hearts, and I see lots of the little fire things, right? Well, the way
they're burning us.
No, they're thinking we're hot, right? You know, so or at least I am anyway. But you know, YouTube doesn't count those; they count the likes, the thumbs up, right?
Yeah.
So
likes.
just as many hearts as you give, as many fire things as you give, gives the thumbs up, right? Because that's what.
Right?
Yeah, that's exactly what YouTube counts. So guys, we appreciate that. All the thumbs up you can give us. Now, let's move on. There are people going back to the ship. This is very, very important. You know, we don't hear a lot in the major news about people coming back, but our offices in CTI Jakarta, CTI Jogja, CTI Bali, CTI Perwita, they are all sending people back to the ships. And as you look at these people, you can see, if I look at these photographs here, people are just like, yay, we're going back. You know, congratulations to them.
Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, they're going to Carnival in Italy, right?
There you go.
Yeah, as Christian Duffy was saying, if the American waters is now open for us, we're gonna go somewhere.
Well, they're gonna put them somewhere else, right? So, but they still have to load the ships up. And also, we'd like to thank the office in Yangon. They have sent people, or sending people right now. These are pictures of them. So even though they're having their unrest in Yangon, people are still moving. Right, so all of our crew in Yangon, okay, stay safe, and Vietnam as well, Thailand. A lot of people are going to be coming back, but this is some great stuff, and we really appreciate the offices coordinating this. I know that just recently we got some great comments, which we're going to see here in a second, of the Apollo group talking about how well the offices are organized, how well Marcos is leading that and putting that into effect. So congratulations to the whole team. Right now, one of the things another video that we want to show you, of course, is what just recently happened when crew members came back from the ship. At one point, there was a lot of NCL crew, Apollo crew that got onto a ship, went over to Europe. Then they decided to bring them back. Now, when they bring them back, of course, what has to happen is we have to get them home. You know, we have to get off the ship. They have to go into quarantine. And I would like to thank Mr. Rizwan for submitting this video to us.
Halo. Woi, Pak. Ini mana dulu? Ini mana dulu?
Our team in Jakarta for submitting that video. This is what we call Seafarers helping Seafarers, because these guys were used to work on a ship as well. And what has happened here is these people have arrived back home, they've got off the ship, they've got into a bus, and the bus transports them to the hotel. And as you can see, the crew are arriving at the hotel. Then they have to do the PCR test. Then there's 5 days of quarantine. You know, this is a government requirement. And then Putu makes all the arrangements, the flight arrangements for these people to get home. So thanks to all the great coordination from our offices in Indonesia.
Also, so and unfortunately, just got back at the time that the cruise line is ready to return.
Ready to go back. So,
and if I'm not mistaken, they were like over 3 months at sea.
Yes.
You know, waiting. I was talking with one of the crew members when they were at sea, and actually he was the whole time in the cabin by himself, you know, waiting, because they joined NCL from NCL Epic.
Right.
But his official ship was Oceania.
Right.
So they are into the same, like the same group, but it's a different ship. So they're waiting to put those crew members into the right ship, but it didn't happen because of.
But you know, it's all under the NCL umbrella, because
Yeah.
NCL owns Oceania, they own, you know, Regent. So they were all going there,
the
and
same
then going to distribute them.
Yeah, but guys, for you guys that just got back and you're watching us right now, so don't feel bad about it, because usually people who go in the front line, they go to this situation like that, you know,
Right.
changings and frustration. But don't let frustrate you, because as you guys probably know, the cruise industry is ready to take off again. So you guys gonna return. You're not probably gonna be more than a month or two at home. They're probably gonna require you
Absolutely.
to
Absolutely.
return back. So don't worry about that. We feel like you guys are very brave. You know, we are very proud of you guys, what you guys have done. Probably have a lot of information and a lot of experience got from this time, this situation, that people who is going right now, they'll never get that.
You know, they've had time to learn all the new protocols. So when they go back
you
to the
guys
ship,
way ahead.
and the great thing is NCL says the moment we're ready to go back, they'll be the first to be called back.
Of course,
so
of course.
go home, get a little rest,
Yes.
you know, see your family,
And then
give
get
everybody
ready.
hugs.
Get ready, guys. The
That's it.
frontliners.
That's it. You know, also going on in Jakarta, because we have this pandemic, you will find that many countries are putting in new protocols, and especially for the seafarers. They want to protect the seafarers. So at this point, we would like to thank all of our, again, let's go to Royal Bali, let's go to CTI Jakarta, CTI Jogja, CTI Bali. I believe Millennial was there.
The office is in the partners, right? They're working
Yes,
with
yes,
us.
yes, they were all there.
Actually,
and
if we keep talking here, we're gonna talk until tomorrow, because we keep
with
increasing.
everybody involved?
Yeah,
Of
we
course.
keep increasing.
But we have pictures here of they all had meetings with the ministry about people working on cruise ships. So the whole team is there. I believe Mr. Eddie Iskandar, and we can see that Carolina is there, Mr. Yayat, his son. But here are the young people now making the rules and regulations, Mr. Rafael, for the upcoming seafarers. And the industry is very much, or at least the government is very interested in what happens to crew members. This is a pandemic which is unprecedented in many, many ways. So how do they protect? How do they get everybody together, make rules and regulations to help the seafarer? So congratulations to them to being all invited by the minister to help drive, you know, the new protocols that will be coming up for the government.
Yeah, very positive news.
Now, we have some news that I would like to say, let's visit something that is absolutely crazy. You know, we've got a little craziness in this show today.
Like what?
Well, there are 11 people in Alaska who are going to put on a ballot that we limit the number of cruise ships that can come to Alaska. Now imagine 11 people.
Right.
Now, do you know how much money the cruise ships bring to Alaska?
No, I don't know.
Billions of dollars. It's a major part of their GDP through the whole year. So we got 11 people who have said, I don't think we should allow ships here on Saturday. I don't think ships should be here after 7 o'clock at night. There should be no ships until 7 o'clock in the morning. And anyway, they put together this petition, and it would affect, again, thousands and thousands of local people because, I've been to Alaska many times on a ship. And what happens is you go up in May all the way till September because after that, the weather's too cold. Right. So, but it's beautiful during the summer, and it brings again millions upon millions of dollars to. You go to Ketchikan, you go to Juneau, you go to Sitka. Juneau is the capital, and when the people get off the ship, they spend huge money, right? But you've got 11 people who have said, "Well, we don't think this is the right thing."
What about remove these 11 people and then throw them somewhere?
I think we should put them with the two senators,
tired
right?
of these people that they believe that they can change the world, just changing the benefit for few people. Because I think leaders are here to represent the whole group, the population. And whatever is going to be good for most people, I think that is the best to be done.
Absolutely.
I remember when the pandemic just hit, and then people say, "I stay at home." No, people can go work, and people was throwing rocks on Donald Trump. I'm not here to defend him, but he was always positive on the way, like, people have to go work, and we do have to go work because the only way you can solve this is working. Of course, we're going to keep protecting ourselves, using masks, washing our hands, avoiding the gatherings and all kind of things. But unfortunately, guys, food is not going to knock our door, and money is not going to come to pay our bills staying at home. People have to go, and then the cruise industry have to go to Alaska and then bring that income to change those people who live there, not these 11 people that believe that they are going to be the heroes. Oh, come on.
I agree. I agree. That's why we call this the crazy section.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. I don't want to even know who are they.
We don't have their names.
Is there people that you guys can give a thumbs down for them? Come on, man. Oops.
Excuse me. All right. Next up, we have one more contribution from Porthole Magazine. For those who have worked on the ship, they have been to St. Thomas, and I know many of our friends have been to St. Thomas. So the gentleman, Mr. Bill Panoff, had an interview with one of the leaders, I believe the tourism leader in St. Thomas. We'll get it out here. But we're going to see some pictures here of St. Thomas. St. Thomas seems to be doing, and they're part of the U.S., by the way. It's the U.S. Virgin Islands. We're going to see some beautiful pictures of the island. And then the gentleman is going to come on and tell us, so when will the cruise ships be back? Could a cruise ship possibly port there? We've got cruise ships now. Home ports are going to be in St. Thomas. Or not St. Thomas, sorry, going to be in Bermuda, right? They're going to be in the Bahamas. They're going to be in... We've got a couple other islands that the cruise lines are going to go and make their home ports there, right? Anyway, let's watch this. And again, thanks to Bill for providing this information to us.
Oh, right.
Gorgeous sunsets, crystal blue waters, and soft sands. These are memories of the U.S. Virgin Islands and a hot cruise destination, but also a destination that has attracted many travelers this past year in comparison to other destinations. Joining us today to tell us why travelers are flocking to the U.S. Virgin Islands is Joseph Bushute, Commissioner at the USVI Department of Tourism. Joseph, great to see you again. How are you?
I'm doing well, Bill. Thank you. Thank you for the warm opening. You could be part of our tourism team. You said that really nicely.
There you go. Anytime. Listen, I'm a big fan. Recently, the Caribbean Tourism Organization reported a 2020 Caribbean-wide visitor decline of 65.5%. But remarkably, the U.S. Virgin Islands only saw a 35% reduction in visitors. Joseph, to what do you attribute that to?
Well, I think a lot of that has to do with our really strong defense package we have with travelers that are traveling into the territory via airlines. We have a travel portal that's in place that allows all travelers into the territory to register their contact information, their flight information, but most importantly, that you have to register with a negative COVID test within 5 days of travel to the territory or a positive antibody test within 4 months. And what we've found is that has provided us with a significant defense mechanism in place that allows visitors to travel to the territory without quarantining and allow them to enjoy all of the wonderful assets you mentioned, our beaches, sun, fun, all the time. But knowing that they're coming into an environment that is very strong in protecting community health, and that's for us residents who live in the territory, as well as the travelers that come in. And to supplement that, we were one of the first U.S. Territories or states that implemented no mask, no service. So within a month of the COVID pandemic being defined in the U.S., our governor Governor Albert Bryan made the decision to go mask for service in the territory. And that has proven to be a very, very strong secondary defense mechanism for us as people traverse, thousands of people traverse weekly throughout the territory.
American Airlines recently expanded their flight offerings to the USVI. How much will that help the economic recovery?
Well, that has been our saving grace, quite frankly. Bill, as you know, in our dealings over the years, St. Thomas, especially, and St. Croix have been anchored itineraries, destinations for the cruise industry.
Sure.
As recently as 2019, we had 1.4 million cruise passengers come to the territory. And as we know, in the US, no ships have sailed since March of 2020. GDP, from a GDP standpoint, tourism represents 60% of our GDP. And we lost that big chunk of the cruise business. So to transition to American Airlines and our other airline partners, there was the opportunity, at least from our perspective, to inject life into our economy was to increase our airlift. So we went from doing up 10% plus in airlift from January and February of 2019 to 2020 to zero in April, because basically all the airlines, everything shut down in the US.
Sure.
And then through our conversation, staying top of mind with our travel partners, including our airline partners, we reopened the territory in June of 20, and then our airline partners started to come back. And thankfully, there was demand for the territory. And then as one flight started to be full, then another one came on, and we're fortunate now to have, on certain days, 9 direct flights into St. Thomas and 3 into St. Croix on American. So that's 12 flights in a small destination in the middle of the Caribbean. We're super proud of our relationship with our airline partners.
As you know, Joseph, several cruise lines are planning to home port ships in the Caribbean while the United States remains on lockdown for cruises. What are your thoughts on a ship home porting in St. Thomas?
Before the pandemic, I would have said we were very interested in the possibilities, particularly smaller ships, because of course, you need to have the accommodations and the airlift to make sure you can home port. Unfortunately, right now, the timing is not good for us because we are booming from an overnight guest capacity. So we don't have the accommodations to host any cruise, to even entertain the idea right now with any of the cruise lines, because we just don't have the accommodations. We probably could work with our cruise partners and our airline partners to get the airlift, but we just don't have any place for people to stay as they wait to board the cruise ships. And as we know, those that have the biggest heart for risk are the ones that fly in the same day the ship departs. Most of us fly in before to make sure that we make the ship.
Right. That's a good problem to have here with the capacity being so high. Will the USVI be able to complete their economic recovery without cruise ships fully returning to operation?
Well, I think in the short term, we will do clearly better than, as you mentioned in the opening, better than most in the region and in the US. I think long term or even midterm, cruise represents a significant portion of our portfolio, no question about it.
Sure.
And what most people don't recognize is that 25 to 30% of people that do come to the territory for overnight stays actually were introduced to St. Thomas, St. Croix, or St. John via a cruise visit. So that part of that part of our marketing, so to speak, that people come in, they actually see and touch and feel the territory. You don't want to lose that. You're in marketing like I'm in marketing.
Sure.
That touch and feel is important. So we definitely need that cruise visitor. And then, we had actually finally resumed our rightful position as the #1 spend destination in the Caribbean in 2019. And then 2020 comes and we go back to zero. So everybody's back to zero now. But I'm hopeful that the CDC seems to be listening closer to the cruise industry. Our governor, along with several governors from states in the U.S. and other territories, sent a letter to the CDC encouraging the dialogue to move along faster.
Sure.
And I'm hopeful that happens and we can see cruise ships back here in our harbor.
Sure. We sure hope so. In the past, Charlotte Emily has seen hundreds of ships call in each year. How many do you expect to project in 2021? Any idea?
2021, I would say not many. And again, that could shift if we get the kind of information we get, meaning that this first block of ship sails out of Bahamas, Bermuda, St. Martin, for Antigua as examples, and they sail without incident, then I think that builds confidence not only in the cruise industry, but in our region to say, hey, we then could ramp up. We actually have a significant policy meeting with our governor and our health professionals and our port professionals Friday to actually talk about what capacity we can have so we can signal to the cruise industry what we have. I would say that right now the number is not known. What I can say is that the pace of vaccination and whatever rules are, the more people vaccinated, I think that increases the number of ships that can come in. Because of course, that mitigates some of the risk. The other part I would tell you, which is why I'm sort of hedging on the number, is because we as a U.S. territory, CDC as a federal regulated body for us defines what happens, and so we, as we know, the CDC has not necessarily been overly bullish on the cruise industry, so we just have to wait to see what they come up with.
Got it.
But we are in constant dialogue with the CDC and our cruise partners.
Joseph, are you planning any post-COVID events to help boost interest in visiting the island?
Yes. Thank you for asking that question. Our team is aggressively scheduling in-market activities across many of the major feeder states and cities that come to the U.S. Virgin Islands. So we actually had our first in-state in-market events last week in Texas. We were in Houston, we were in Dallas, meeting with our travel partners and agents and industry specialists and media reps. Went extremely well. I think the most odd part of the whole visit was being in a room with people and everybody trying to remember, okay, do I shake your hand? Do I give you an elbow bump? How far do I need to stay away from you? Can we talk close? I mean, because, it's almost like you're reintroducing yourselves to human contact. Been apart from it. But what I can tell you is that, I've traveled in several different states during the pandemic. And I can tell you that Texas and Florida, as you know, in Florida, is much further along in terms of economic stimulus and people moving around than some of the other states. And I think that helps us, as we can see a tremendous amount of traffic flying in from Texas, Florida, Georgia, into the territory. And that's helpful to us. So we definitely plan to be across much of the eastern seaboard, the Midwest and Chicago, out on the West Coast. We actually, for the first time since the hurricanes in 2017, have hired back our sales force to work across the continent of the U.S. So as another signal that we definitely believe that we're back. It's time to reconnect with paradise and get moving.
Sure. And then why should someone consider the USVI to be their first vacation after all this is over?
First, I would say we have proven to be safer than most during the pandemic. This week, we came up with our 7-day rolling forecast of COVID positives in the territory, and it's the lowest it's been since the beginning of COVID. Our rate was under 1.5% for the week, so super, super strong. And that combined with our vaccination percentage as a percentage of our population is rising nicely in terms of our ability to vaccinate people. So we're across 30% in at least one shot in arms. During the pandemic, we crossed 17,000 with 2 shots in arms. And our governor has a goal of 50% by July 1. So we're moving aggressively as a destination to reach herd immunity. And at the same time, allowing and ensuring that we have the necessary protocols on the ground, wear your mask, physically distance, sanitize. And then the third piece is we have our travel portal that provides people that understanding that when you come to the U.S. Virgin Islands, there are going to be safety protocols in place. Like you have to upload into the travel portal. Everyone that travels in has to upload in the travel portal. And that provides another layer. So I think that is the first reason. The second reason, of course, is our people. You come to the U.S. Virgin Islands, it is going to be a time that you're going to remember for many, many years. And in this day and age, we have all the necessary technology connections that you need. We are U.S., so our ATMs work like you're in the continental U.S. Internet service is in the U.S., so you don't roam. And of course, last but not least, you don't need a passport to travel to the U.S. Virgin Islands.
Sure. All good things. I look forward to seeing you on island. I look forward to meeting you at Mountaintop for a pina colada when all this is over, and onward and upward. Very excited to come back.
I can't wait. Hopefully we sit up there and we can actually look down in the harbor and see a couple cruise ships sitting out there and toast to that.
More than a couple, absolutely.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Exactly. More than a couple, a few. Exactly.
There you go. Joseph Bushute, Commissioner, USVI, Department of Tourism. Thank you so much, and look forward to seeing you again in person very, very soon.
Thank you, Bill. Enjoyed the magazine, and keep doing what you're doing. You help keep people that travel to the U.S. Virgin Islands on top of what we do here, and I appreciate all you do for the industry.
My pleasure. Bill Panoff here for Porthole Cruise Magazine.
Mr. Bill Panoff, CEO of Porthole Magazine, and his interview there with St. Thomas in the tourism department. So, you know, they're ready to go back. They're excited. And again, Mr. Panoff, thank you so much for providing that information to us. We look forward to getting more information from them.
What's a beautiful
and
island.
Working together. Isn't it amazing?
I can't wait to start to cruise there.
Yes.
It's beautiful.
Absolutely beautiful. You know, now speaking of cruising, there's a war going on.
War or race?
Let's call it a race. A race sometimes can be a war. In a friendly term, let's call it a competition. How about that? There's a competition going on. And here we have Carnival, who's always been, they still are, by the way, the world's biggest cruise line, right? The Carnival Corporation still has more ships than anybody.
But now we're talking about the Carnival Cruise Line.
Now we're talking about Carnival Cruise Line and Royal Caribbean Cruise Line. Now, what I'm going to do, I'm going to turn this over to Mr. Eduardo, because Mr. Eduardo not only put this video together, but he did the voiceover. Soon he's going to be a DJ.
No, I'm not. But what is so interesting is because it's not only Carnival and Royal. We also have NCL, MLC, and we can go so on. But this major corporation, they also have, you know, other cruise line that we do a lot of movements here in terms of passengers yearly in the United States, mostly in Florida, as Miami is
the cruise capital of the world.
But let's watch this video and then see what those great major corporation has to offer.
So you guys out there, give thumbs up, because Eduardo produced. Now he's the producer, the voiceover. He's just everything here. Go ahead. Take some credit.
Okay. No, I don't have to take any credit. This is just information.
All right.
Okay.
Let's watch it.
Just a simple information. Let's go. Royal Caribbean Cruise Line, over 53 years in business. 26 ships belong to their fleet. Extremely well known for the big ships, such as the Symphony of the Seas. The passengers that like to take a cruise in one of the Royal Caribbean ships, they love short and long excursions. More than 10 days at sea is extremely enjoyable. Technology is everywhere. You can even have your drink made by a robot. Odyssey of the Seas is the newest addition to their fleet. Coco Cay and Labadee is the private islands owned by the Royal Caribbean Group. Carnival Cruise Line, 4 years younger than Royal Caribbean Cruise Line. From 1972, Carnival Cruise Line is well known as the America's cruise line. Fun is the atmosphere that you are going to find in one of their ships. As considered the world's popular cruise line, Carnival also have their own private island called Half Moon Cay. 23 ships is the current fleet as per Carnival website. Carnival Mardi Gras is the newest addition to their fleet, taking the fleet up to 24 ships. On 2022, Carnival has the Carnival celebration coming to join this major corporation. Carnival also competes with Royal, MSC, and NCL, the American market, which is very exciting challenge. With 17 home ports, Carnival is leading this race at this moment. However, Royal Caribbean now has more ships and they are bigger, which can carry more passengers. The question now is, for 2021 forward, who will be the largest brand in North America? The race is on. Yeah, it is. Royal Caribbean is set to be the largest brand in North America. Oh, what do you think about that?
Can you imagine? And when we say the largest brand, right? Royal is expected to have, how many? Is it 3 million?
Over 3 million passengers.
And Carnival just under 3 million.
Carnival is like a short 3 million, like 3 million, few people more.
Yeah.
And Royal Caribbean will be above 3 million, like way above.
So this is in terms of carrying passengers, the number of passengers.
Yeah, as Royal Caribbean has larger ships,
right?
They can carry more, but in effect, Royal Caribbean also has more ships than Carnival, as Carnival has, let's put this way, retired some ships into the pandemic.
Right.
Carnival was 27 ships, now they're 24 with Carnival Mardi Gras. So as per Carnival website.
And Celebration's right behind them, though.
Yeah, Celebration is coming next year.
Right.
Even though Royal Caribbean has bigger ship, larger.
And then we got
ships.
the Odyssey, which just came.
Odyssey, yeah, 5,500 some.
I want to go on the Odyssey,
Yeah.
and I want to go on the Mardi Gras.
Yeah, but you know what? You know what's so crazy? Like even though they have the same average in terms of the passengers that go to Royal Caribbean and Carnival between 30s and 50s, 60s. They are completely different in certain ways. For example, Carnival, it's more about that kind of fun, and they have one call. They say like we don't take ourselves too serious. It's all about fun, which means they're not gonna be worrying about little things. Royal Caribbean is different. They all talk technology. You know.
Yeah, I saw that robot that makes drinks, and they have the skydiving.
Yeah,
right?
they invest a lot.
Carnival
in
has a
technology.
roller coaster.
Yeah, no,
Right.
yes, but you know, like each company, I like that, and I think that personality it teaches a lot of things, because sometimes people pass time try to copy others, but rather than try to be themselves, and that's what Carnival and Royal they are. Like they are very unique companies, even if they are fighting for the same market. You know, and we also have NCL, MSC that come right behind, but they are very unique. In terms of that's what I'm going to provide you. Carnival say I'm going to provide you fun, and Royal I'm going to provide you technology. You can come here, you can bring your family for more than 10 days cruising. It's going to be fun, which is people like the most to go to Royal Caribbean for long excursions.
Right.
And Carnival like short, less than a week. So they're very unique. They're not copying each other, you know, even if they're fighting for the same.
I really think this is great because, as you say, you've got Carnival, who's known as the fun company, right? You've got Royal, who says we're a technology company. You've got NCL, their return to service. Actually, it's called Encore. I watched that last night, and I think that we're going to probably put that up on our channel, so you guys watch for that. But their aggressiveness, and they're ready to come back, and that's great. Then you've got MSC, who has the youngest fleet in the industry. All new ships, and more new ships coming.
And one thing, if I would compare in terms of look and design and everything, I think NCL is more likely Royal Caribbean. Because they are not that fun as Carnival, and then they have that technology as well. They are really tech.
Yeah, but you see their go-karts on the top there. You can
do
go-karts.
Of course,
you can
but
do
all the cruise line, they have these activities to engage.
Like Royal has a ice skating rink.
Yeah, right? They all have activity. I'm not saying they don't have. I'm talking about what they focus the most. Like Carnival is not the company I'm going to focus in technology and that kind of things. They create more excitement, and they have that parties.
Guys burgers.
About activities. It's more Carnival is more about fun. If I would compare in terms of, it's very similar. Is Royal Caribbean and NCL. If you see mostly NCL at this time, they change a lot of things in technology.
Absolutely.
To protect against the COVID. They change the AC. They're doing a bunch of great things. So I think NCL in terms of comparison of ships, and I think more likely Royal Caribbean.
We have so much more information today, and I think that we're running out of time here. So we're going to have to. We have information about the ships, which we can all, of course, bring next week because they're starting to go back to the ships. Royals, a lot of ships are starting back up again, even if it's not in the U.S. A lot of ships are going to the U.K.
Israel.
The U.K. is just, they've opened up to cruising with some protocols, and it talks about some will have vaccine, some will not have vaccine. But for all of the people out there, if you ever dream to work on a ship, this is what CTI has done over the years. We've created this video, and we call it, Do You Ever Dream to Work at Sea?
Yeah.
All right, so have a look at this, guys. This is for CTI. This is our company. We are CTI Group.
Yeah, no, that's so cool. I think when you stand and then you take your purpose in life to transform other people, to open opportunity for the people, it's something to be proud about.
Absolutely, absolutely.
You should be very proud, Mr. Church. You have, how many lives have came through your life and you don't even realize, because some people come and go and you don't even know who they are because they are working closely to the offices, and the office is guiding them to go to the ship and supporting them. But it's thousands of people that is being touched through something that you design in your brain one day. So I think that's a good legacy to have.
But also, I would say that it's to do with the team. Not one person can have a dream, but all of those people have to be part of that dream and fulfill. So all of the offices, all of the people that we've met throughout the years, and we have a poster, which I'll share at one point, right, of 35 years of the hundreds of people who have worked at CTI, from cruise line executives to just the guy who cleans the garden in Bali, or the guy who works in the Jakarta office or the Jakarta office. All of these guys, I used to work with these guys on ships, right? But we are aggressively, and you're going to see us together as a team. You're going to see us grow even further. So that video shows some of our past, but if you do wish to work at sea, by all means, register with us. Our new video program launches, which you're in charge of.
Yeah, no, you
Go Video.
Let's talk about that later. No?
Next week?
We are already passing here. With a lot of good things coming, guys. We appreciate you have you guys here. I hope you guys have an amazing holiday you can enjoy, and then you can do everything that you have to do into your holiday. If you have to preserve yourself, go ahead and do it. We're very thankful to have you guys here as our audience in a moment like that. We are ready to take off again.
But there's one more video we're going to show, and this one comes from Viking Cruises. And Viking Cruises is all about family, right? And CTI is about family. For all those who have been here through all these years, it is about family. And the great thing about CTI as well is that we have huge diversity from all over the globe, right? As you say, we've touched a lot of people. And I think our family out there, from my immediate family to my family in Asia to our family in Europe, everybody, we thank them as well. Now, Viking has put together this video as well. And it's a very clean, nice video, and it's a thank you, right, that goes out to everyone. So let's have a quick look at this.
I am Ramona from Romania.
I am Jaime from Chile.
I am Mario from Slovakia.
My name is Aziz. I am from Kyrgyzstan.
I am Pearly from Philippines.
I am Eduardo from Nicaragua.
I'm Andrea Thomas. I come from Germany.
My name is Anna and I'm from the Netherlands.
I'm Claudio from Italy.
I'm Sasha from Croatia.
I am Angela from Macedonia.
I am Kim from Finland.
I am Adrian from Canada.
I am Andy from Honduras.
I'm Sergio from Mexico.
I am Adnan from Bosnia.
I'm Camille from the Netherlands.
I am Second Officer Ivo. I am from Czech Republic.
I am Daniel from Venezuela.
I'm Ephraim from Zimbabwe.
I'm Marcel from Germany.
I'm Claudio from Romania.
I am Marcus from Sweden.
I'm Milo from Montenegro.
I am Temi from South Africa.
My name is Ronald from the Netherlands.
I'm Thomas. I'm from Austria.
I am Stefan from Bulgaria.
I'm Tatiana from Estonia.
I'm Yuri. I'm from Ukraine.
I'm Irina from Bulgaria.
I am Annika from New Zealand.
I am Kurt from Belgium.
I am Lisan from Russia.
I'm Luis from Peru.
I'm Captain Martin. I am from the Czech Republic.
I am Lajos from Hungary.
I am Mahesh from India.
I am Miriam from Mexico.
I am Olav from Norway.
I am Rohmat from Indonesia.
I'm Marcin from Poland.
I'm Rodrigo from Brazil.
I am Patu from New Zealand.
We are one Viking family.
Viking family again, a great shout out going to the Viking cruise lines. Just amazing company, and again I want to just take a quick second to thank all of the people in our company as well. Right, they are everyone from doesn't matter who they are, if they've been touched by CTI or work at CTI. We'd like to thank you for all that you've given to us. Without you, we wouldn't be here, and it's been a great week.
Yeah, it is, and talking about Viking also, as we're talking about who's going to lead the gross market, which is the highest volume market, Viking is going to lead the luxury marketing.
Yeah?
Yeah. Viking has like 5 ships.
I went on a Viking ship. I didn't sail, but I went on to have a look.
Yeah, it's beautiful. It's beautiful. And they're leading that.
Yeah. That's, and we were talking about the difference between cruise lines. Carnival is fun. Everybody's running around the pool, having all this kind of fun. Viking would be probably a little more my style because it's just relaxed, and you can go in the corner and read a book and have a drink or sit on deck and watch the ocean go by. I'd like that.
Yeah, I think we all have a day when we wake up and we say, I'm more Carnival today, and I want to have fun. I don't care how I'm going to look. I'm just going to go there and have fun. And some days I want to be a Viking guy. I just want to relax. I don't want nobody bother me. I don't want that noise on my ear. So every single day we have a different personality for those who really enjoy life.
Right.
Today I'm more like royal. I want to be more tech. Let me see this technology. Let me see how this robot prepared this drink for me. So I don't put myself only in one
and I think that's the way
piece
to
of the
enjoy
market.
life,
You
right?
know, I want to one day go to Carnival, one day go to Viking, one day go to Virgin. I'm more likely to be a rock star. I want to have that treatment. So we have to diversify in order to receive the best of the world.
Absolutely.
Rather
absolutely.
than just say, that's who I am. I'm not going to change. I'm not going to experience anything new. And that's maybe you. You work for one company for many years, and then you're likely to take yourself to the next level. Why not?
Right.
You know,
right.
Don't forget, subscribe. We have links here. You can subscribe to our channel, but we also can apply for a job. We are open for any position. You can apply for a job. We're going to review your application. Soon we're going to send you guys the link for the new CTI Go video, and you're going to do your video resume, and from that we're going to guide you until you get into the ship.
You know, one of the things we did not get to is Marella Cruises, right? Marella Cruises is starting up again. And I know Marcos just reminded me that all those for Marella, it is of ultimate importance that you contact the office because they're getting visas. Some people are going to be going to the UK. Some will be going to go elsewhere. But it's important that you really get your documents ready. I know that Apollo has been contacting us. They are the ones who have the contract with Marella. We have a contract with Apollo. But also Virgin has a big list of people going back. If you are a Virgin crew or you are proved to be a Virgin crew, contact the office. Carnival's going back. All these people are going back. So you know, we need to throw all of that out there and say, guys, you know, even though this is great to talk about ships, we also talk about you, right? It's you who are going back to the ship, and you have been with us.
You know,
That's
we're
right.
giving the information about the cruise industry just so you know that we are ready to return. But the movement comes when you guys start to get the documents done and then get ready to return to the ship. So get ready, contact your office, you know, but don't forget, always be here with us, always watch everything that we do for you. We have a lot of educational videos, a lot of informational videos that you guys can get information from. Get
from our
on the
YouTube
ship
channel, sure.
Lots of information, so you'll never be behind. And that's it. I think.
Yes,
you know,
we've run a little bit overtime today, and thank you for staying with us for so long. Everybody have a very blessed weekend. Regards to everybody out there who's watching. Mr. Eduardo?
Yeah, I think as we get a positive news today, so you should go ahead and then click on this button, share this video with your friends. You know,
absolutely.
Go to your WhatsApp groups, your Facebook page, and then click and then share and say, "Oh, positive news from the cruise industry."
But the thumbs up.
Yeah.
We need more of those. All right, that's what YouTube tells us. We need more thumbs up.
And watch the whole thing. That's the most important. You watch the whole thing
and subscribe.
The YouTube will understand that you like this content and then show to more people. Okay.
All right, everybody have a blessed weekend, and we will see you next Friday.
Yeah, we will. Bye.
Bye.